Hi, have you ever considered requesting flexibility with your job, like job share or going part-time or compressed hours, but you don't know how to argue your case when the core reason that you want that change in your hours is because of your children and childcare? And that can make you feel really guilty for even thinking that you want that change. And how do you even build a business case for that kind of thing? And I know that a lot of parents out there are struggling right now with this. And the best employers out there do engage their employees in a conversation about how they can help them with flexible working. And they will look to see how it works for both parties. But that's the best employees. So for most of you out there, there's not a lot of help out there for finding how to go about building a business case, and it can feel really overwhelming, it can feel confusing and scary, and you just don't know what to do for the best. So what I want to do today in this video is just to let you know that you need to put yourself in the employer's position first of all and preempt any potential challenges that your request for this change might bring. So things like, would there be an impact to customer service delivery, any problems with communication and ongoing costs? Because it's important to justify them and admit them and talk about them. And you may have to do a bit of background research. So talk to people within your company, your colleagues, and determine if there is anyone on your side. Get them on your side and see if they're thinking about doing the same thing. And if you're thinking about remote working, it might be that there are parts of a job that can be done more effectively from home without any distractions, such as if you're analysing data, if you need to read something, writing reports, things like that. Now, for job shares, it's worth putting forward how this might work in terms of handovers. That's really, really key for job shares, the communication with the members of the team and ensuring that your client still remains having a seamless service. So you really need to think about that. Job shares are still rare enough for many managers not to have come across them, so they might need some gentle persuasion. Demonstrating that you have thought of everything, though, will certainly help your case when you put it together. Now, for part-time work, it's really important to think through whether there are certain days or hours which need less cover, and are there certain tasks that could be delegated to someone who's trustworthy and responsible, and it might be worthwhile suggesting a trial period too. But make sure that you have, or suggest that you have, regular reviews. That's really, really good. It's also really good to have a plan B, another compromise, since the flexible working process is a negotiation. That's what it is. So here are my tips for negotiating flexible working. Okay, my first one is to think through the tasks that the job involves and whether they can be done differently from a different location and at different times, and then be honest about addressing any of the additional costs or the challenges. That's number one. Number two is show your work and how it can be successfully carried out under the new potential working pattern, and see if you can demonstrate that it will not affect the business in a bad way, but it might actually have its advantages, because there are advantages. My next tip is to look up some case studies. Have a look, use Google, make Google your friend, and look for it in your industry and show how the work pattern that you're suggesting can actually work for both you and your employer. That's a good one. Now, if you've got a sceptical boss or a senior management team that seem a bit sceptical, always suggest a trial period, and also make sure you've got a plan B solution at the ready so that you can try and meet in the middle of your negotiation. So I hope you find these tips really helpful, and if you do, please feel free to share this video if there's anyone else you think in your network that might benefit from this. Thanks for watching and have a great day.